Oh, all right. And here, and here we are, ready to go. Well, welcome. Sorry, this is not Timmery tonight. I apologize to all of you that came. Hope to see Timmery again. Yeah. Yep. And tonight we're giving out a special gift. Yes, we're giving out Black Market Tide. Really amazing stuff. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff apparently in this article that Dr. Fran gave me. Low-income corridors of metropolitan America. You can trade food stamps, 50 cents for a buck in food stamps. You can trade daycare, house cleaning. You can buy groceries with all sorts of things, like use your food stamps for a 12-pack of soda. That's just what you need, right? So anyhow, that's it. I just love it. Everybody happy tonight? Everybody miss Timmery? Okay.
Happy.
I just
Happy
want you all to know,
birthday.
by the way, Timmery was voice morphed last week. If she wasn't voice morphed, she would have sounded like this. So,
My secret is out.
and from what I understand from last week, Catboy has been playing Grand Theft Closet. How's it going?
That closet's getting awfully rank by now.
Yeah. I'll tell you. You said something. They sold $1 billion in like 2 days or something.
3 days. It is
Yeah.
it is the biggest selling thing in the history of any media release.
Can you imagine if you're a car thief? You go, fuck this. Let's make video games.
Seriously.
I hear the girls in Grand Theft Auto are better than us girls here in Second Life. Is that true?
They're easier to
Some
talk
of them
to.
are pretty hideous, actually.
Oh,
No, I'm talking about the game.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean the game, not here.
Yeah. So what do you get a 900-pound gorilla for his birthday?
Whatever he
I don't know,
wants,
but you sure hope he likes it. And what do you give Lauren for her birthday, her res day?
Yay, birthday.
anything
Everything.
Make it pink.
Everything. Shoes,
Everything.
More shoes.
Yeah. A guy in Second Life asked me what I wanted, and I said diamonds. So he sent me a pack of playing cards.
Aw.
So everybody having fun? Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. So how many of you remember all these different, there used to be these Valentine Day hearts. Do you remember those saying? Valentine Day candy
Oh,
hearts?
Oh yeah, those little funny candy things.
Yeah. Does anybody remember some of the things they said on them? Yeah. Anybody?
Kiss me. Kiss me.
Kiss me. That's
my
right.
gosh, or
Okay.
I heart
Yep.
you.
Cutie pie.
I heart you. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
But now
Any
they say
more?
like text me and stuff.
Do they really?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They said things like,
The new ones?
call me, how nice, my pet, so fine, lover boy, email, call home, marry me. So
Your
we
mom's
could have our
hot.
own here in Second Life, like Res for Love,
Aw. Res-
Partner
Wait, I
Me.
gave you one before, Lauren.
Yes? What'd you give me? I missed it.
That picture, there's the picture on the wall of you with the bitch one.
Oh, yes, there's one right there, the bitch one over there on the wall. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, it's right over there. So, yeah, you could get like, get excite. Instead of I hope, you could put I dope in here. Voice me, right? Instead of call me, voice me. Friend me, yeah, that's one, yeah. Yeah, animate me, right? That's another one. That's good, Bardo, yeah. Yeah, here's one, all gray.
Yeah. One shade of gray.
One shade of gray, right. Oh, Charlize sent me this. Let me hope that I didn't crash. Oh, did this just crash on me? Shit. Oh, it didn't. Did it? No, it
Did
didn't.
Rick
Almost
leave, or
did.
did he crash?
So here, this was here, in case you missed it. I-75 had a big sign up on it, a nighttime sign, flashing. It said, I-75, closed ahead. And the sign right after it said, due to loose gorilla. Could you imagine if you're driving and you see that sign?
Loose gorilla. That's great.
Yeah. So I was in New York, as you all know, yeah. Yeah, they're getting like $2,500 a square foot now for apartments in New York. Did you know that? So I sold half my hotel room and took in nearly 10 units. You thought wrong, Roger. So, man asked his wife, what would you most like for your birthday? And she said, I'd love to be 10 again. So on the morning of her birthday, got up early, and they went to the theme park. He put her on every ride, the Death Slide, the Screaming Loop, the Wall of Fear. She had to go on every ride there was, and then staggered out of the theme park 5 hours later, head reeling, stomach turning. They went to a movie theater where they ate popcorn, sweets, and drank cola. At last, she staggered home with her husband collapsed in bed, and the husband leaned over and said, well, dear, what's it like being 10 again? One eye open as she groaned, actually, honey, I meant a dress size.
Oh.
We've got a lot of comedians tonight. I'm not one of them, so you should probably get right on. Or at least that's what J Wheel says. And we're having a good time here tonight. Yeah, I love all of you. Can you imagine 7 years in Second Life? I'm getting an itch.
7 years. Who's older than Lauren? Is there anybody older than Lauren?
Yeah,
Probably
Dr.
Tinkerer.
Fan, right?
Me.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah, I
Fan.
am.
Older than Lauren?
Tinkerer?
Yes.
Yeah,
Me. I go back to 2005.
I
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at my
yeah.
probably Thinker.
And what? Wait, I think they started in 2003. And before that, everything we're doing, they used to call hallucinations. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 7 years, 5 months.
7 years, 5 months.
I'll be 8
She's
years
older
on the
than
19th.
everybody. Are you kidding? What?
My God, 2000. Okay, but it's still 2006.
Wait, who's almost 8?
Wait,
Who's almost 8?
I'm 2006.
I'm almost 8.
2005. I know a few people from.
Is
I
that
am.
you, Brick? Did you say you're almost 8?
No, Cindy says she's almost 8.
Bricks is almost
Oh.
7. Brick is almost
7. Jesus.
That's right.
On the 19th, so 18 days.
And Lauren, when you get back, you can be part of the party too.
Don't remember when I.
But
That-
who's that's
What did somebody say? They can't remember when they logged in first? They've been in here so long. They've been in so long they have Alzheimer's.
Sucky
timers.
Word again.
It's like dog years, right?
Right. How many of you know that there's a company?
So,
Yeah,
is
go on.
there someone lower than 2006? Is there anybody?
Yeah, I think it's 2005.
2005.
The bat.
July 2005.
Yeah.
October
Thinker is
19th,
the oldest.
2005.
Yeah, Thinker is the oldest. All right.
Phelan was the oldest, 2002. Actually, that was the beta version.
Died
So
bored
it's
again.
amazing. Yeah. All right, so we got a show here going on, and we don't know what we're doing with it, but anyhow.
What's your race day?
So we've got a lot of comedy tonight. We've got a bunch of it, and I'm going to bring up right away. He's going to come up in several sections because he's got so much to do tonight, and then intersperse him with some other people. Doc Grun, who's written an entire show for tonight, thinking he was hosting.
Aw.
He also, in real life, first life, accidentally ordered way too many tires for the company, but that's all right
Yep.
too. You know,
We're having a special on tires right now. Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna, as they say, blow my wad tonight because I prepared to be standing here for an hour making a fool out of myself. So I'll just do it in 10-minute episodes right now. Okay. Good evening and welcome to our government shutdown show. Okay. All the news that's fit to make fun of. Let's face it, folks. You guys got nowhere else to be, or you'd be there. So sit back and enjoy the show, right? Now, as we're now officially in a government shutdown, I've decided to start my own country. Okay, I figure it this way. I figure I don't pay my bills either, so why should I be any different than our government? Okay, I'm going to call it the Virtual States of America. Here's how I'm going to run it. Here's how I'm going to run it. I'll make speeches to please whatever group of constituents I'm in front of at that exact moment. I'll tie spending bills for things like welfare and Social Security to how much we have to pay for a bottle of penicillin, making sure nobody gets any of either. Okay? I'm going to make sure that once the government shuts down and people stop getting paid, that I'm still going to get paid, even though I'm the one who shut everybody else down because, after all, I'm special. Can't expect me to suffer, can you? This isn't my fault. It's the other guy's fault. You put me in office to protect your interests. How am I doing so far, right? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get to my non-government sponsored doctor for the annual physical before my golf game. And I will, of course, do all of this at your expense. And by the way, I'll be looking for your vote in November.
Great.
Hello?
Hello.
Is this thing on? This thing on? Okay, now,
Chain.
in the ever-unfolding saga of Bachelor Duck, everybody knows I live away from home during the week. I only see my wife on the weekends, right? And while my apartment here is very nice, has all the amenities, after a couple of months, I'm starting to get homesick, okay? So the other night I was in the bathroom making duty, and in comes my...
Oh, we needed that.
And in comes my Roomba. Okay, making rounds to my wife. Okay? Without even thinking of it, I yelled at it, "Get the hell out of here, damn it!" To my surprise, it turned and left the room. Scared the shit out of me, okay?
Really?
And the other night, I went to bed early because I had a headache, and I closed the door to my bedroom, but I didn't latch it. I just kind of pushed it shut. Well, the Roomba was set to come on at a specific time. At that time, it started up, and it started right back to the bathroom. It kept bouncing up against the door to the bedroom until it pushed it open. Then it rolled over to my side of the bed and stopped. It shut off, and it goes... Damn thing follows me all over the house. I think it's lonely too, you know. I started keeping my iPad in the car now, so it has no way to talk to. But now the car started running like shit, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's some signs that you've been away from home too long. Okay, you call for pickup takeout, and they ask you if you want your usual. Bad sign. You talk to your robot floor cleaner more than you do to your wife. Your conversations with your robot floor cleaner are more satisfying than the ones with your wife. When you come home after a week away, the cats run from you, and your dog waits till she's done eating dinner before she comes to greet you. That's great. Okay. Your bed looks decidedly like someone has been sleeping on your side, and your wife says it's the dog. You ask your wife if the dog's wearing Old Spice cologne all of a sudden. That night, you sleep on the couch, and the dog does sleep on your side. And guess what? The couch smells like Old Spice, too. And the kitchen table. And the floor in the hall.
Oh, ew.
You find curly black hairs in the shower, and your wife is a redhead. And so is your dog. You wake up.
I agree, Marley. That's a real ooh. That was the right one for that.
You can personally comment on every single flavor of Hot Pockets like a Food Network critic. Okay. Let me tell you.
That's a bachelor.
Your smartphone tells you aren't eating healthy. Your cell phone provider won't replace your smartphone because you punched it. Your automatic living room on-off light starts blinking SOS, and you sleep with your robot floor cleaner because it knows just how you like it. There's some signs, folks, that you have been away from home too long. Now, I'm talking about being lonely down here, okay, but imagine the government workers now who have to sit at home and, hoping they're going to go back to work. Well, you know what? Twitter is an amazing thing. Here's some Twitter are some of the best government shutdown pickup lines, okay, in case you're feeling kind of amorous, okay? Hey, girl, I'm not a doctor and you don't have health care, but I'll check you out anytime. Hey, baby, where have you been sequestered all my life? Oh, groaner. My resolution continues all night, honey. Hey, I just met you, this is crazy, but hey, I'm on furlough, so hey, call me, okay? What do you say? Now, unlike other branches of government, I will always listen to you. You know, NASA is losing 97% of its funding, and I'm losing 97% of my inhibitions. Hey, the library's closing. The library's closing. Mind if I check you out instead? Hey, girl, I got a budget to spend by midnight. I got a budget to spend by midnight, and we're both off work tomorrow. Let's get with it. Here we go. You should furlough that zero and appropriate this hero.
Oh.
Congress might be closed. We could always have a caucus at my place. Do you work for the government? Because you shut it down.
Oh.
You down for some four-score play at the Lincoln Memorial? It's unguarded. And, hey girl, how about we just lay furlough tonight and watch reruns of The West Wing? Now, everybody knows that the NSA is snooping on our emails and our phone calls. Now we hear that they're delving into social networks like Facebook and Twitter to see who you associate with, to see if it poses a national security risk. Well, you know what? Imagine what would happen if they came in here. Good God. Here's a rap sheet from a typical Second Life member. Associates with known furries, importing dangerous breeding mirrors across sim lines without proper inspection and licenses, dresses transgender, there's half a SL gone right there, impersonates a member of the other gender, there's another fourth, okay,
Yeah.
engages in human trafficking and or slavery. Shit, I better pass now.
Orion better watch it.
Conducts business worldwide in goods or services without paying any taxes or import fees. There goes Marketplace. Appears obsessed with spending time in a prone position surrounded by soft drinks and Hot Pockets while planning unknown events. Okay? Here's one that would scare anybody. Are you ready, folks? Catboy. Damn. Appears intelligent, but has no ambition for any constructive activity beyond that listed above. Prime candidate for recruitment by unscrupulous sim owner bent on undermining real estate economy in world through griefer attacks on populated areas. Okay, so that's a rap sheet from the NSA. Now, this is not a well-known fact, but because I'm an insider, okay, Linden Lab is doing their own private snooping on our private conversations. That's right, folks. Both of their employees are listening in right now. Okay? And they're looking for conversations involving keywords, just like the NSA. Okay? So, in your next conversation, here are some keywords to try to keep out of your conversation if you want to stay off the Linden Lab radar. Okay? And I'll give them to you and the definitions. First one, alt. This is a clear indication you have something to hide, as who would possibly need more than one identity in Second Life? Right, Haley? Abuse. Defined as anything that pisses off Linden Lab, like building a third-party viewer by a team of unpaid volunteers that is better than the one the company spent 10 years trying to make work. Okay. Griefer. See abuse. Linden. A reference to a god or deity that is to be trusted as knowing what is best for you even if it kills you. Okay? Yeah, right. And terms of service. The document so long you could paper your walls with it, it comes down to one sentence. We rule, you deal with it, fuck you. That's my first break, folks. Thanks very much.
Whoa, fantastic. Way to go. That's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. That's good stuff. That's great stuff. So, yeah. They're listening in and eating donuts. That's what they're doing. I just want to see them, you know. You can just see them, you know. I didn't want to discuss what they look like in Second Life. So it was dinner time on a British Airways flight from London to New York, and the flight attendant moved down the plane, asked one of the passengers, "Would you like dinner?" And the passenger said, "What's my choices?" And she said, "Yes or no."
Fired.
Yeah. The airplane encountered some turbulence and started juddering and rocking and noticeably. And when it sort of stopped, they pulled down the cart with all the drinks, figuring, gee, the people pretty jittery. And the stewardess asked one of the businessmen, "What would you like to drink?" And he said, "I'll have whatever the pilot's been having." I got to tell a blonde joke because Timmery was told a blonde joke, didn't she, last week? Didn't she tell a blonde joke? Yeah.
And it was a good one.
Let's all give up a big applause for Timmery for last week. Come on, she really rocked it last week.
Thank you.
Not
Very
hard
nice.
to have to take over a show like this. Yeah. And Gio, thank you for recording this so that we can watch this when we're very old. Wonder what the hell we were doing all those years. So, a blonde airhead goes for a job interview in an office. Why are we always airheads as blondes? I don't have a clue, but there you go. So the interview starts with the basics. So, miss, can you tell us your age, please? The blonde counts carefully on her fingers. 1, 2, 3. After about a half a minute, she goes, 22. The interviewer tries another straightforward one to break the ice. And can you tell us your height, please? The young lady stands up, produces a measuring tape from her handbag. She then traps one end under her foot, extends it to the top of her head, checks the measurement, goes 5'7". In Second Life, I'm 7'3". No. This isn't looking good. The interviewer goes for some basics, something the interviewer just won't have to count, measure, or look up. Just to confirm for our records, your name, please. The airhead bobs her head from side to side for about 10 seconds, mouthing something silently before she replies, Mandy. The interviewer is completely baffled at the stage, so he asks, what in the world were you doing when I asked your name? Oh, that, she replies. I was just running through that song, you know, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Mandy. Yeah, everybody having fun? We have some show going on, and in a half hour and 40 minutes or whatever, or 3 more times for Doc Run to be up. We've got Alec Mays, and if you haven't heard him, you're going to love him. We just all found ourselves enthralled with him, all right? So make sure that you stay around for him. He's a lot of fun. Woo! So the guy was meeting a friend in a bar, and as he walked in, he noticed 2 pretty girls looking at him, and he heard one of the girls say to the other 9. Feeling very pleased with himself, he swaggered over to his buddy at the bar and told him that the girl in the corner had just rated him a 9 out of 10. His friend said, sorry to spoil your evening, but when I walked in, they were speaking German.
9.
9. Pretty sad. All right, let's do this. Let's bring Catboy up next. Catboy, you ready?
Right.
Woo!
Come on, Catboy.
Up here. Woo.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, my God.
Now, Lauren was saying my color reminds him of those little Valentine candies. Reminded me of my favorite Valentine candy I ever got. It said, "You'll do." You'll do. It's good enough. Anyway, did you know yesterday was International Blasphemy Day, and you all missed it?
Dang.
Blasphemy.
Hell. Oh, hell.
It's too late now. You can't make up for it. Can't make up for it. You know,
It's
we're
blessed.
really crowded today. A lot of Americans hanging around Second Life today. A lot more than usual. What the hell? Don't you people have jobs to go to?
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yes. The government shutdown. The government shutdown, which has got everyone in a great big, bunched up worry and everything. But you know what? I came up with a list to sort of calm everyone down. What I came up with is the list of the top 10 things to not worry about when the U.S. government shuts down. Okay?
Oh, dear.
Top 10 things you don't have to worry about. So let's get everybody calmed down here.
Okay.
All right. Number 1. Don't worry about extra traffic making everything laggy in Second Life or the internet in general. Look, all these people did when they were working was fuck around the internet all day playing Slingo on Facebook, so very little's going to change ultimately. Right? We didn't sign on to Second Life today and had 700,000 people online when you came on, did you? Did not happen. Can you imagine the day after the government shutdown, you signed a Second Life, 700,000 people online. What?
It's like, Zoof, we're all bored. Let's go on Second Life.
Oh, man.
Most of them won't come back to work.
I'm like, this is fun.
Okay. Number 2, second thing not to worry about. Military personnel will continue to serve.
Damn straight.
Unpaid. A bunch of angry, broke people with the most powerful weapons in the
Broke
world.
people with guns.
Yeah, perfect plan. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong there. Nothing. Perfect plan.
Sounds like the U.S.
Yeah,
it sounds like the
everything is
U.S.
just gonna
military
be fun.
anyway.
Now here's one that Lauren was talking about earlier, and that is America's national parks are shut down. Yes, but you see, since they're shut down, the people who make sure those places are closed are also not going to work today. So seriously, it's a giant hunk of land full of trees. What are they going to do? Lock the front door? Just go. God, it's gonna. You know what? I bet you a bunch of people are gonna go. And remember that bit in Blazing Saddles? Remember when those people were going across the desert, and there was this one toll booth that was there in the middle of the desert? Like, oh shit! Now we have to go back and get a bunch of quarters. Remember that?
Somebody go back and get a shit.
Okay, number 4. I'm gonna love this one. Number 4. IRS is being significantly cut back. Oh no. Yeah, I bet you're all putting yourself to sleep over that one. Yeah. You know what? This is a good time to claim everything you bought on Second Life as a business expense. And just say $1 million equals $1 American dollar.
Yes.
Dollar.
$1.
I'm going to my transaction history.
Okay.
We're all going to be rich.
All right. This number five thing not to worry about. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has had severe cutbacks. Look, if there's one thing we learned from the movies, this organization has repeatedly proven to be completely useless in preventing zombie outbreaks. They even caused a few. And if you ever watched that one with Dustin Hoffman, the only thing that they have to actually deal with a great big bad outbreak they're supposed to deal with is just drop a nuclear bomb on your head. So I don't mind if these people are given the day off. All right? Boom. Okay. Number 6, the thing not to worry about. Federal loans will be cut back. Who needs them when you got a check cashing loan franchise in every corner where you live? You know, go to Payday Loans, go to Money Mart or whatever. Okay, number 7. Now, I'm going to keep this one brief. The benefits for pensioners and veterans will be cut back. Remember that. I'm going to come back to this one later. This is a problem that'll deal with itself. Okay, number 8 is very similar to number 3. But the parks were shut down. Number 8 is zoos and museums will be closed. Now, remember what I said about the parks? Basically, the admission to enter a museum now is the cost of a brick. Just hurl it through the... This is the best time to take your kids to the museum. He's like, hey, Timmy, did you ever want your own dinosaur? Let's go. Okay, now, number 9. The rubbish collection will be cut back. Garbage collection. Now, remember what I said about the pensioners and the veterans? They're going to need something to eat.
No.
There's a problem with itself. Okay, and the number 1 thing to not worry about, the very bottom one, is no gun permits will be issued while the government is shut down. You know what? I don't see this as a problem, and surprisingly, gun collectors are pretty blasé about the whole thing themselves. It's like, oh, gee, a bunch of paperwork that we never liked anyway that we can't fill out. Oh, dear. Not a big deal to them. And that's all I have for tonight, everybody. So, 99.
Good job.
Very nice.
Oh, that was great. Fantastic. Whoa, I like that. Yeah. Well, this just in from the news, by the way, in case you didn't see this. This is in the New York Times. 5 people were either stabbed or slashed.
Yes.
Now, does anybody know the difference between stabbing or slashing? They didn't know what happened to him? With a pair of scissors.
Slabbing or slashing? Slatting? What, they got hit with a great big rock or
what's his name? Scissorhands? What was his name? Something Scissorhands?
Oh, Edward
Scissorhands. Right there. This tells you why. This was not 7:55 in the morning. This is why I don't exercise, okay? Because I'm not going to get slashed or stabbed with scissors.
Right?
You got slabbed.
Yeah,
Someone
right.
had a huge
Exactly.
chunk of concrete.
Yeah. So anyhow, here are a couple things to have some fun. I looked up, like res jokes, but they all came up on Indians. I couldn't figure that one out at all. So, yeah. But here are a couple of things that I did pick up along the way. I'm looking up. The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it.
Agree.
That's a fact.
I can resist everything except temptation.
You're not drunk if you
nice.
can lie on the floor. You're not drunk if you can lie on the floor without holding on.
Oh, been there.
This floor's spinning.
People say I don't take criticism well, but I say, what the fuck do they know? Yeah, the other night I ate in a really nice family restaurant. Every table had an argument going.
There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, now that's family entertainment.
Dysfunction squared.
You don't know anything about a woman until you've met her in court.
It's horrible.
Horrible. You like that
Oh,
one, huh?
man.
Oh, okay. The secret of staying young is to live honestly, eat slowly, and lie about your age. That was Lucille Ball. Remember that?
Yep.
Inside every older person is a younger person wondering what happened. Yeah, birthdays are good for you. Statistics show that people who have the most live the longest. Birthday's just another day, first day of another 365 journey around the sun. Enjoy the trip. You were born an original.
Don't say that so close to my birthday.
You were born an original. Don't die a copy. Oh, anyhow, that's my res day. How many guys here have their res day coming up? Anybody?
I just had one a while ago.
Mine's behind me.
Ah,
Mine's in a couple weeks.
yeah. Oh, good.
Brick, but I
got
think he
mine-
fell
mine coming up
asleep.
in October. At the end of October. Which is actually today. I think actually my birthday might be today.
Is it today? Yeah. It's like iOS. You got to do a boot up. Get an upgrade. And now next
Oh,
up
actually,
is
No, not a little bit.
yeah. No, it's not. It's coming soon.
No,
You're not
no,
sure.
It's soon. I'm not
Oh.
sure. I'm yeah. It's one of those days.
Lauren,
Yeah.
I forgot
How many
to
of you have your
mention that thing.
birthday up there on Facebook in Second Life? And countless people say happy birthday to you. You don't know who they are. They don't know who you are. They just press a button. Happy birthday. Okay.
Yeah.
That person's
Happy birthday.
Yeah. You ever get confused? How many of you have a Facebook for your Second Life avatar and for your First Life avatar?
But I'm cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really exactly. I mean, it's unbelievable. I have so many email accounts. I don't know what I'm doing with them anymore. I mean, you have to be like the three faces of Eve would be like coming down. Yeah. So now, up here, believe it or not, hopefully tonight and only tonight only, the second time around, let's give a big hand of applause for Doc Grun. Doc, coming up. Doc Grun. Hey, Doc Grun.
Feeling of deja vu.
I got a
Deja
feeling
vu.
of it, yeah. All over
Deja
again.
vu.
Okay, let's get into something cheerful like war, okay? Let's talk about the
great.
news. Just hours after CNN formally canceled a planned documentary about the life and work of Hillary Clinton, NBC has announced that it too is nixing a Clinton-themed project. Quote, after reviewing and prioritizing our slate of movies and miniseries development, we've decided that we'll no longer continue developing the Hillary Clinton miniseries, the network said. It's supposed to be a 4-hour
Yeah.
special. Written and directed by Oscar nominee Courtney Hunt, was going to star Diane Lane. That would have been an interesting take.
Oh, I
as
love
a former,
Diane Lane.
As a former First Lady turned Senator turned Secretary of State. Now,
For that role.
the whole thing about this, shortly after CNN and NBC's Clinton projects were announced this summer, the Republican National Committee voted unanimously, the only time they've ever done this anytime, to block both networks from hosting GOP presidential primary debates if they ran the miniseries, calling it a, quote, set of on-air commercials for the Democrats. You talk about her, you're not going to get to see us. Okay. Now, meanwhile,
Wait
the
till he's
RNC
president.
wholeheartedly supported one of their own series that typifies the mentality of the average Republican lawmaker. In fact, folks, most of you watch it. It's set to premiere this week, The Walking Dead. Okay?
The Walking Dead.
In addition to phone records and email logs, the NSA uses Facebook, we've already talked about that, to create maps of social connections, including those of Americans, okay? The revelation was disclosed in the New York Times using documents provided by former government contractor Edward Snowden, my buddy Cinnabon from the Moscow hotel. Okay. We as Americans assume that if somebody in the government is looking for your information, it's because they have a reason, because you're suspected of a crime. Or because you got the best recipe for pasta fazool, or you have cute cat videos. You know, we could pour it in here, okay? Now, I don't know if anybody heard this. ESPN is reporting that Denver Broncos quarterback and part pizza franchise owner Peyton Manning used the phrase Papa John's in one of his play calls on Sunday at the game, okay? Now, intrigued by this, I pulled down this replay on my DVR, and I'm going to play it back for you now. It's kind of muffled, but you're going to have to decide for yourself. So here we go. Let me turn this on. Ball 92, ball 92, far left, pepperoni and thin crust, peppercorns, hot cheese, pizza hut sucks. I don't know, folks. What do you think? Iranian President Hassan Rouhani's arrival in Tehran Sunday was marked by an incident during which a shoe was thrown by a protester in his direction. Now, throwing shoes in the Middle East is seen as highly offensive for religious reasons. It's the highest form of insult. Now, by contrast, gorillas throw their shit when they're offended, so I'm betting them fucking shoes stunk. That's the only thing I can think of, okay? Now, folks, I swear I don't make this shit up, okay? A leading Saudi cleric warned women who drive cars could damage their ovaries and pelvises and that they are at risk of having children born with, quote, clinical problems. Sheikh Salah al-Lohaiden's widely derided marks have gone viral as activists claim a website urging women to defy their country's driving ban has been blocked by Saudi Arabia. He's quoted as saying, if a woman drives a car, it could have a negative impact psychologically, physiologically. Medical studies show that it would automatically affect a woman's ovaries and it pushes the pelvis upward.
Oh, no.
Okay. Now, he went on to say, we find that women who continuously drive cars, their children are born with varying degrees of clinical problems. Now, if I were them, I'd just go to Sears and get a new set of shocks and struts on those Mercedes are driving. Problem solved, folks, you know? Although, one time, I was driving and I injured my pelvis, okay? See, I had this girl on the front seat, and she was being, well, you know, a good sport, let's say, and I hit a bump and banged her head off the steering wheel. Should try and explain that to the ER nurse, okay?
Oh my gosh.
All right. Okay. Hang on here just a second. And where are we? Okay, all right. Okay. If you press Control-Alt-Delete to log on before you started coming into here, Bill Gates says he's sorry. You hear this? The Microsoft founder admitted the triple key login should have been made easier, a la Macs, but that a designer insisted on the more complicated step. We could have had a single button, but the guy who did the IBM keyboard didn't want to give us our single button. Smiling, Gates tried to follow through on the thought, noting it was a basic security feature, but he eventually surrendered and said, and we programmed at a low level, oh, hell, it was a mistake. He said, he threw up his hands. Now, everybody laughed. He refused, however, to admit that Microsoft's second biggest mistake, Windows Vista. And that's the end of my second break, folks.
Oh, wait a minute.
Bravo.
I love Vista.
Vista, yeah. Vista.
I
Brought to
know,
you by
I
Eastman
love
Kodak.
Vista.
It's not something you'd meet, Harry.
By the way, we're going to move right on quickly because we've got 2
Sorry,
meetings
Brick.
tonight, and then we're going to bring back Doc Grun. And wait, one second
Haley,
before I
can you,
get to
put
that.
that in
What did this
writing
boyfriend
so I can show
say?
people?
Oh, thank you.
Oh wait,
so
and,
much for
and
buying me
somebody
a
said
uniform.
that you can't have a Yahoo email either.
All right, let's bring up Roger 999999990.
Cool.
Roger,
Hey,
are you out there?
Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, Roger.
Roger, come on, Roger.
Yay.
Roger.
Hey, Roger.
Great,
Roger, bring it up.
Well, thank you everyone for inviting me back to this lovely stage. Sorry I'm a bit late. I've got a bit of a sore throat.
Roger.
Yay.
Well, that's probably the second
Roger, I can't hear you.
with a lozenge. I went to the gym the other day. Aren't gyms great? Oh, they're fantastic. You go there and they say, dude, you're so fat. Come here, give us a load of money and we'll make you slim. And he said, what sort of body type do you want to be? Do you want to be big? I said, fuck no, I want to be slim, that's why I'm here. And he said, you sign all this out, you know, and you have to pay an admin fee. I thought, why the fuck do you have to pay an admin fee? What's this shit? What's this for nail files and glossy magazines? Because it definitely isn't for work. And he showed me the facilities, and it's just crazy. The torture devices they have at a gym. You know, I look at one guy says, I'm going to push this all the way up, and then I'm going to hold it there, and then I'm going to push it all the way down. So what's this, a fucking builder? And then there's another woman who's running on a machine, and she's, I can run for hours. I'm running towards nothing. Like, you know, that seems pointless, darling, doesn't it? What's the point of that? And then there's another guy, which is on this machine, where sort of like you pull it towards you and push it back. He's pulling his arms out of his socket. And he says, I'm feeling the burn, man. I'm thinking, what do you want to be, a fucking octopus? Anyway, he took me to kind of where a bike is. I said, what's this shit? He said, this is what you're going to start on. A bike? I just paid $60. I got one of these at home. He said, this is a special bike. It's got a program on it. I said, oh, has it? It's a country ride. This is what the golden oldies start on. So I said, oh, well, that's encouraging. It was going all right. I was pedaling away. I felt like a golden oldie till I got to a fucking hill. And it felt like I was climbing the Colorado mountains on a bike. I go, ow, fucking hell, and my legs were broken. You know, sort of like, and I got off the bike and they put me in manacles and dragged me to the shower. I was like, fucking Jesus. I know these people are the Romans. Shut up. I hate showers because there's all the buff guys in there. They don't mind.
It's that new
stripping
digital
off.
timer.
But I hate stripping off because sort of like, you know, I've got a little baby dick and a fat gut. So it's, I didn't want
Oh my god.
And now music, that's a kind of funny thing. I watch a lot of music channels. Sort of like, but they all start in coffee bars. Oh, what a wind up. You know, you're getting your macchiato and your muffin, and then you hear sort of how this one goes, hi, Taylor Swift, ginger, ginger, ginger. And you think, when's the real act on? She's shit. And I said, no, that is the real act. That's Taylor Swift. I think, hey, Taylor who? She better make a swift fucking exit, 'cause she's shit. Oh, I can't listen to this. Take me macchiato outside. And you watch all these rap stars in their big homes and all that, but they buy so many cars, you can't park. I mean, the wife said, baby, I had to park near the bus stop. I know, baby, but look at all my cars. I thought, fucking hell, how many friends do you have? No, those cars are empty. You what? Mental. Ah, yeah. And, the other thing is, so I've been watching a lot of CSI, and I wonder what it would be like if the Muppets were in CSI. You know?
Yay! That'd be awesome!
In the kind of what, lobby area. Don't worry, Bert, it won't take too long. So, maybe I can sing my Rub-a-Dub-Dub songs. I hear at the moment they're interviewing the Cookie Monster. Now, Mr. Cookie Monster, because it's always Lawrence Fishburne. We got evidence. No, you got we got evidence. We got cookies in the bag. So, you know, I'm gonna turn away for 5 seconds. You got no evidence. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to let you go. And they go to the crime scene, obviously, and they make such a racket with the, you know, sirens and stuff. And Groucho goes, what are you guys doing? We're looking for evidence, Groucho. Oh, well, just shut the fuck up with it. He said, alright, you know, go back to your dusty. And I think if I was murdered on CSI, you know, they'd open me up, and because I eat so much Chinese food, they'd say, so like, what do we got in here, Doc? I don't know. Hang on, no.
Gross.
Mushu Testons.
Oh, yeah, she's having insurance money. Ah, ladies and gentlemen, you've been a fantastic audience every time. Thank you.
Roger, 999.
There's like 20 different voices.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing? He can talk to himself all night. He doesn't need to. Yeah, he's good. Well, anyhow, yeah, somebody sent me this thing, Mind Body Green website. Don't you love these things? They have little things like 6 feng shui signs you're dating the wrong person. I don't need feng shui to tell me I'm dating the wrong person, okay? I don't need a freaking sign, all right? Why gossip is actually good for you and how to gossip with empathy. Oh, please, get off it.
Oh, wait, how to gossip with empathy.
Yeah, listen, I want to gossip. I want to gossip with me. You got somebody right here about to come up here. Don't go away now, little sport.
Oh,
Are you ready?
The balloons are just in the way. They're very beautiful, though.
I'm talking at a two people
I'll get them out of the way. Here we go. We'll get the
cool?
balloons out of the way. There we go. Come on up here and do the show. Let's do it. Let's give a big hand to Little Spot, also known as Spot.
I am.
Yeah, all right. Let's go. All right, go
off the
ahead.
stage. All right, give me a second while I get back up on the stage.
You're off the stage. You're on the stage. That's good. That's great.
All right.
That's good. You're having a little, yeah.
The leg. It must be the government's fault.
Wee bit of a leg problem. Let's cheer him on.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Thank you. All right. So first off, I'd love to thank the U.S. government for fucking over my S&P 500 stocks because of their crash. But hopefully we'll get through that. Yeah, right. Okay. So today, I have a bit of an issue. I tend to be an impulsive buyer, and if I see something, I like it, and I'll buy it. It's alright sometimes for a new game or something, but when it comes to booking your wife into breast implant surgery or spending your life savings on a pinball machine, it becomes a bit of an issue.
Oh my god.
I blame the products that are out there on the market and advertising. Advertising is the big one. I wouldn't consider myself a gullible man, but if there were no adverts, I wouldn't be tricked into thinking that everything was absolutely fucking amazing. I saw a great advert the other day. You know the Cadbury commercial with the Phil Collins gorilla face. Oh wait, that's just Phil Collins.
No, we don't get
I saw that, and I absolutely loved it. Whenever I saw it, I played along, and you know that I would. Oh man, what I craved as I did, a drum kit, and you know what I found out? That a dairy milk costs $1, and a drum kit is around $700. The fucking bastards. But there are some adverts. There are some adverts that confuse me. Taking the Carlsberg adverts. If Carlsberg did nights out, if Carlsberg did weddings, if Carlsberg stopped this and looked a bit closer to home, they might realize their larger tastes disgusting. Try putting some money into that first before branching out. If Carlsberg did girlfriends, they would be the best in the world. If Carlsberg did girlfriends, they'd taste horrible. There are some things.
Okay.
Carlsberg, the beer, it's a horrible beer I've tried.
Isn't it non-alcoholic?
Yes.
It might as well be.
Have you ever heard of Vajazzle?
Yes.
Imagine that being put forward on Shark Tank.
The vagina.
You know you have to demonstrate
Barbara
that stuff.
Corcoran, tell me more. Eventually, Damon John, I'm in. I don't see the point in these things. I don't see the point in these things anyway. If you want to see a fanny with jewelry, just look at 50 Cent. Okay. Just once. I'd like to change it up once in a while because I got a customer service call today from somebody. I don't know if they were just a sad white person pretending to be Indian or a sad Indian pretending to be a white person.
That's great.
But it was bad. It was bad. But I just once in a while, I'd like to change it up. Like when you're on a customer service call and they're like having trouble understanding the spelling of your name. Just try this and say, representative, be like, can you spell that name for me? Just say, yeah, sure. It's Paul. It's P as in adapt, A as in realms, U as in arse and assault, L as in fault. And did you get that? And see what happens when you get stuff sent to your house in the name ARF. So I was recently wondering and pondering about the global economy and what's going to happen with the U.S. market, and I finally realized that, oh wait, nothing's going to happen, and it's been shit all along. And then I realized what it's going to do for the Canadian economy. So anyway, the U.S. government has just recently collapsed, which has kind of shocked the stock markets and kind of shocked everybody else around the world. But it just recently opened up great real estate value here in Canada. I currently have a room for rent. Anybody wishing, please IM me. Other than that, I think that's all that I'm going to put out for tonight, and let Doc finally come back up.
Great job.
Oh, way to go.
All the
Way to
Europeans,
go.
Great comedians out there. Yeah.
All right. Can you believe this? Can you believe this tonight? It's almost as good as when Timmery did it last week. Just about. We're almost
She
there.
was fun. She was fun.
Yeah, she was great. I'll tell you, all the people who host in and take care of things, and the people who write all this stuff, and you guys that show up and explore, thank you so much for those beautiful slippers that you bought me. I really like those.
Oh, you like those? But
Yeah,
they're
those
going to
are
patch
really
your
nice.
outfit. They go with all outfits.
Yeah. And all of you, I mean, this makes Tuesdays really something special. We're going to bring up Doc Grun again in a minute, okay? And we're not sure. Doc, Alec Mays isn't in the house yet. But if he's in the house, I'm going to let Doc Grun close out the show tonight, okay? So when you see him in the house, he's supposed to come on here in 9 minutes, all right? You get off the stage, let him get up there. You figure out how to close it out and get him up there because you've done it before. I want to thank everybody. I missed you all. I was, away in New York dealing with people who also have many avatars. I was really kind of amazed. And Catboy, you'd go perfect in the subway. I want you to know nobody'd even notice you.
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're my people. I'm gonna head down there. Got to blend in.
They're my peeps.
Yeah, and lots of people signed up for Obamacare today and disability at the same time. It's gonna be fun. You know, it's so amazing. I always love the Republicans. They don't want the rest of the nation to have what they already have. It's just an incredible group of people. Okay. All right, come on up here, Doc. Alec May is not in the house yet, but he's online, and so he'll be here shortly. You run the show to the end, Doc, and thank you so much.
Okay. President Obama is now making his case for raising the debt limit. He said raising the debt limit does not increase debt. You know, like raising the speed limit doesn't increase speed. The post office wants a 3-cent stamp to increase to 49 cents. They say fewer and fewer people are using the post office, and they're losing money. See, that's government thinking. Only the government would think, hey, I know how to attract more customers. Let's raise the price. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew just sent a letter to Congress telling him that the government will run out of money on October 17th. Congress said, then why didn't you just send an email instead of buying those damn new expensive stamps? There's a new issue of Cosmopolitan that explains Obamacare and women. The article is titled 10 Pre-Existing Conditions to Drive Your Man Crazy. Cory Booker, mayor of New York, has been tweeting with a stripper in Oregon. He's a bachelor, so when the news broke, he had to hire somebody to stand next to him and look humiliated. At one point, Ted Cruz, a senator from Texas, took out the book Green Eggs and Ham to read at the floor of Congress. The message he was sending is very clear. I think the only kind of health care Obama will cover is trips to Dr. Zeus. Oh. Tea Party Senator Ted Cruz gave a 21-hour speech on the floor. During his protest, he actually read from the book Green Eggs and Hams. Dr. Seuss, Democrats were like, when will this end? But then Chris Christie said, when do we get them damn green eggs and ham? Okay. Despite all the controversy, President Obama said he's still moving forward with the health care law. In fact, the White House announced that residents of Florida will have 102 different insurance options when Obamacare rolls out. That's because if there's one thing people in Florida love, it's a confusing number of options. Breaking Bad airs its final episode on Sunday. It's about a chemistry teacher who has cancer and starts making meth to help cover his medical medical bills and provide for his family. Or as Republicans call it, a legitimate alternative to Obamacare. And in his effort to try and stop Obamacare, Senator Cruz spoke for 21 hours and 19 minutes nonstop. That's impressive, but still 8 hours short of the record held when somebody asked Joe Biden, "Hey, what's up?" Okay. AMC aired its Breaking Bad marathon that's going to show every episode of the show leading up to Sunday's series finale. Here's how it ends, folks. Walter White dies in a hospital room while filling out all the paperwork for Obamacare. President Obama is now making a cast. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Pundits say President Obama is starting to lose support from his own party. To give you an idea how bad it's gotten, today Jimmy Carter compared him to Jimmy Carter. Syrian President Assad.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Syrian President Assad told Fox News if he were ever to talk to President Obama, he would tell Obama to, quote, "Listen to your people." Isn't this the guy who would give advice? His people are shooting at him, for Christ's sake. You want to listen to this guy? The UN General Assembly is here in New York. President Obama gave a big speech in the Middle East. The leaders in the Middle East said, "You have touched our hearts, and from now on we shall have peace." And Obama said, "Really?" And they said, "No, but the look on your face was priceless." Home Depot just announced that it will cut health care insurance for its part-time workers because of Obamacare. Home Depot's CEO said he had a hard time breaking the news to employees. That's because it took him 3 hours to find one. Russian President Vladimir Putin just revealed he may run for a fourth term in 2018. In fact, he said, one campaign poster says, "I will put middle-class families first. On bus to Siberia." Another Putin poster said, "Putin in 2018, whether you vote or not."
Whether you vote.
KGB style, we put a gun to your head, right?
The UN deals with important issues. Today they spent the entire day trying to deal with that Ben Affleck as Batman bullshit. That's really got me bothered, okay? Bill Clinton gave the keynote address today at the Clinton Global Initiative, the charity he started in 2005. Sometimes when presidents retire, they take it easy. But quickly they realize that if you're not president, nobody cares about you or anything you have to say. It's a condition also known as being vice president. Being president is one of the most stressful jobs in the world. It's right up there with being Paula Dean's publicist.
That was a little cold one.
Okay. Ted Cruz, Canadian. Ted Cruz is half Canadian and half Cuban. The wit of Justin Bieber combined with the people skills of Scarface. The video game Grand Theft Auto 5 made $800 million in one day. People say Americans can't export on values anymore. This proves we can. Unfortunately, our values are car theft and mass shootings.
Yes.
It looks like the federal government could be shutting down. The legal definition of a government shutdown is when Congress continues not to work, but they do it from home. And Chicago has now surpassed New York City as the murder capital of the United States. That's really surprising since New York has twice as many NFL teams. Thank you. I am spent. I appreciate your time for letting me up.
Oh, bravo. Yeah. And here comes Alec Mays. Come on, get up there, Alex. Get set up, and we're ready to rock and roll with you, okay? We got Alex getting up there, Jamie.
We're working.
Yeah. And this is great. Yeah. And isn't this something? Can you believe it? Here it is, another Tuesday. Another Tuesday where you could be out in the streets getting stabbed and scissored. But instead, you're here in Second Life, you know? Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah, I like all this. Yeah. News is fantastic out there. Oops, what am I feeding through?
Alex. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm feeding
Maybe
through Alex, then I
I'm
better.
not sure. Hang on.
Hang
Go
on.
ahead, Lauren.
Hang on.
We're good.
Are you kidding? We're good.
We're good.
Hang on, we're good. What does that mean?
Good. Go ahead.
Does that
Lauren,
mean he's
you're
live?
good. He is not live yet. No, ma'am.
He's not live yet, but then he's dead. Okay. Don't you love Berlusconi? I love all the various people around the world running the world. No wonder nothing the fuck happens that's worthwhile in that group. I mean, it's unbelievable, you know?
It's unbelievable. We need
Atlas
we need
no longer
Anonymous
shrugs.
to go in.
Yeah. Atlas stopped shrugging. He just fell over and fainted.
We need Anonymous to go in and crack all the bank accounts in the Cayman Islands, and that'll change it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great. But then we have Paris Fashion Week. That'll make up for everything.
Did
Yeah.
you buy anything? Did you buy anything?
Did I buy? No, I didn't. I didn't buy anything. No, because I can't afford anything up there. Are you kidding? Yeah. So now, what is Al-Shabaab? A threat in the U.S. Al-Shabaab sounds like, something out of Motown. Al-Shabaab.
Well, here, I'll make you feel better, Lauren.
Yeah.
My family was here from Israel, and they went shopping every day for about 8 hours, and they bought about $10,000 worth of clothes.
They did.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Because the price, and you guys were saying it's so expensive. So there you go.
If I went shopping 8 hours every day, that's the million
Alex
is gone.
is live, folks.
He's live. All right. Bravo. Okay. That's it.